Hello, welcome. Just getting set up. I think we're set up actually. Let me just, nope. Just getting set up on this end. I'm so prepared. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're rolling. We're gonna be doing some game dev. Left off with the torch in the almost completed state, and I figured out what the problem was off stream. Let me go ahead and yeah, we're live. Okay, we hit play. Grab the torch, and it doesn't update. We have a signal going out, but the signal is not being received. And the reason the signal is not being received is because the signal is going out on the server, but we're the client. The client needs the update. So, simple fix. When I say simple fix, I mean, because I don't want to have to send out this update every time. So I actually would prefer if this update anim only gets sent out when we're updating the anim. Let me just go ahead and update anim. Let's make sure that we only sent that signal when we're actually changing this. And to do that, we need to track the state. So to do that, we have the item. We can get the item sprite. Can we get the anim from it? Sprite frames. SF sprite frames equals SF dot get animation names. How do I get the name of the current animation? Because I only want to change it if we're changing it. Don't mind me. Which microphone am I set on? I hope this is the microphone. I think the audio is not at 100%. Set frame, texture, duration. How do I get the animate? Okay. Animated sprite. Animation. Oh, we don't need the sprite frames. We can just do dot animation. Oops. Okay, put the colon in the correct spot. Tab that up. Now let's only send that signal when it's time. I think we can make this go a little faster. The state should let's speed up the fuel consumption a little, just so we can see that in action. Yeah. And then it should turn off. Yes. Okay. The logic works. We're good there. Okay. All we need to do now, is go into here. when we play update anim, we can emit this signal, but really what we want to do is if we're not the server, send to the server. There's a check we can do to make sure that we are not the server. There it is. Okay, we just got to get back to that. There it is. Okay. No, let's not update this. Let's go back to the torch. Let's call it here. RPC handler dot update sprite item. And I think I need to make this item dot name. Func update sprite. That's the target. Oh, and then we call target.anim update sprite. Update anim. So we can name this target.updateAnim and then call this updateAnim. And then in the torch, just call it updateAnim instead of update sprite, because I feel like I want that to be a separate function. Or do I? Okay, now's the time to noodle. Now's the time to think. Do we want to just call this update sprite? No. No, this is absolutely update anim because we're just passing in the string to update to. Oh, I need to pass in a param. Oh, okay, give me a second. All right, we're done. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it backwards. So this sends it to the clients. I copied a client to server RPC. I want a server to client RPC actually. So I want that. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I need to call the RPC. I see. Send chat to clients.rpc. Is it like this? Okay, I'm flailing. I don't know what I'm doing. First of all, are we calling this? And then what is send? Oh, that's a function right here. Okay. Okay. So this does not work because update anim does not have an RPC call. Should it have an RPC call? I do have in my thing here to do just take everything out of the RPC handler. All the RPCs, move them out of the RPC handler. put them into the individual items. Should this be the start of that? Okay, let me create a function, func update anim client, target ID anim param. And then up here, update anim, all we're doing is calling update anim client.rpc. Who are we RPCing to? How does that work? That should just RPC to everyone, right? Grab the torch. Did not work. Oh, hold on. We're not even calling. Oh, no, we are calling this. Okay. Here's the thing. Hold on. Let me actually dot format target ID. This is not being called, but I would have to look up what am I doing to figure out why this isn't working. RPC set player light. I see. That's how you call it. Okay. This is just sending it to the server, isn't it? If I don't pass in this param, it's just sending it to the server. Oh, I need to get the player, and I have a function for getting the player. Or I should just send it to everyone. Why doesn't like all connected peers? Why doesn't this send to all connected peers? That is being called way too many times. Unless I made a mistake. No, this is being called way too many times. You know what I should do? You know what I should do? To RPC. And then take all this, put it back here, and just skip all this. Seven item active 1. Okay, active 2. So first of all, this is being called too many times. Why is that? Didn't I, like... Print... What is this? Why is this always, I don't want, oh. Oh, because we're not updating it here, that's why. Right. The thing is, calling this RPC should set it on the server and the client. So this should actually just... This should be updating, and it's not. Target dot. Seven item, that is correct. Update anim. Oh, wait a minute. That should not be an RPC. That's the problem. You're gonna post this game online when it's ready. Yes, I am. Is this going, okay, is this going to all? Because it should be going to all. Okay, no, it's not working. Don't mind me. If mode is set to any peer, allows any peer to call this function. Otherwise, only the authority peer is allowed. No, we want any peer to be able to call this. Or no. No, we can have this be server only. Okay, how does this work? Submit chat. If the server RPCs this function, then we'll call these send chat to clients RPC. Okay, the server is the one calling this function. And theoretically, only the server is calling this function. Clients should not be updating the animation. Okay. Putting my thinking hat on. We're the server. We call this RPC, update anim. That goes to the server. But why? Why does it go to the server and why does it not go to everyone? This function should be callable on every. Okay. I should be able to print player dot me. Who am I? Get unique ID. I should be getting every server, which is, it's just the server and the client. So we put this on, activate this. Yeah, 288.838, that's the client. The client is calling this function. Why is that not resulting in this to be updated? Is this not like, so this is happening only on the client. Is that right? Actually, that's not right. I don't want this only happening on client. I want the server to call this function too. Does that mean that I need to call this as well? We don't RPC ourselves. Okay, I think that's true. We don't RPC ourselves. Noted. Noted. But we are RPCing the client. That is happening. So we need to ascertain what the heck. So update anim. This is happening. 7 is simple. And we are 1. Multiplayer.get unique ID. Okay. We should see both the server and the client update. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's happening. Okay, so why isn't this updating? Whoa, hold on, what? Okay, so I think the sprite is updating. The problem is we're not updating the UI. Okay. So let's go to the UI element and we look at this and we see that we've got, what do you know? Not the right thing. This one is what I meant to click on. I've got to clean this up. Do I have to clean that up? I guess not yet. We are looking at this update sprite. This must be happening, and it's not happening. The signal is being sent. Oh, no, this is happening. Oh, what? Okay, let's see if it's happening on the client. Pick that up. It is. Okay, we're getting here. We're getting to this function on the client. So we are calling sprite.iteminv.getSprite. So this is set. Okay, so setting the sprite doesn't change. Okay, there's probably a memory leak going on here. That's my guess. That's my best guess. So if we update the sprite, sprite.queueFree, add child sprite. We might have to duplicate the sprite. Okay, yeah, we probably have to duplicate the sprite. Let's not queue free it at the moment. But it's clear that this is broken because when we do this, it's not handled properly. Okay, let's think. So we have a sprite. Let me go ahead and actually look at the remote. Let me just go ahead and move it over here. We have a remote. Let's look at session. This one? No. This one. Okay, so right now empty, but let me put a torch in. Oh. Now there's a torch. It has an animated sprite 2D. Let's move this down. All right, animated sprite has moved. All right, let's move it back. Okay, now let's ignite it. I turned it off and on, and now that's happened. Now we have two. Yeah, immediate crash. Assertion failed. We have no sprite. How did that happen? How did we lose our sprite? Did the sprite get freed? Oh, did we goof? No, we never changed the sprite with update anim, so the sprite should not be. Huh. Let me go to the item. Okay, let's start over. Let's watch the item. There's an animated sprite. Okay, that turning it off and on does not affect it, but moving this here, we still have the sprite. All right. Now why does that happen? That is confusing. If sprite.qfree. This is killing us. This is killing us. But it shouldn't be because we're duplicating the sprite. Are we not duplicate? Are we calling? Okay, so if we call qfree on a sprite, it frees the. Like if we call qfree on an instance of a sprite, it'll free all instances of that sprite. Is this just duplicating a reference? Does that mean that if I don't free this, it's not causing a memory leak? Why can't I observe what this function is? Godot duplicate function. Just give me this. Okay. Duplicates the node, returning a new node with all its properties, signals, groups, and children copy from the original recursively. This behavior can be tweaked to the flags. Internal nodes are not duplicated. Free a sprite if you created it via code. Let me think. because I'm not creating it via code. I'm just creating a reference, I guess. Is there, what was the reason I'm duplicating that? There's a reason I'm duplicating it, but what if I just didn't? What does this break? Ah, it just doesn't show up. Oh, because I need to add it as a child, and it already has a parent, and I can't have it be parented to two things. It's parented to the item, so I create the duplicate. But if I call queue_free on the duplicate, that deletes the original. Problem is that this is not just a sprite node. This is an anim sprite node. So I can't just take the texture, animated sprite 2D and sprite 2D, completely different. If this was a world where I only used animated sprite 2Ds and not sprite 2Ds, we'd be good. The sprite frames resources is shared between the original and the duplicate. If you want an independent duplicate, you must make the sprite frames resource unique as well. Godot sprite frame freeing an animated sprite 2D duplicate deletes all copies. Duplicate is true. Okay. Does that fix it? Does that just fix the problem? Hey, you know what? Instead of just listening to slop, maybe I should read the docs. Oh. Attempt to call function play embrace previously freed on a null instance. That's not how this works. Okay, let's look at this duplicate function. Oh my god, I have it right here. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I'm passing in a true? What is that, flag 1? What are the flags? Duplicate flags. Duplicate signals. Okay, that duplicates the signals. Duplicate groups? I don't think I'm using groups. That's a piece of Godot I have not figured out yet. There does not appear to be... So this is just a hallucination. Duplicate true. This is just a hallucination. No, that's not true. Great. Yes, this is the problem I'm having. So, if I trust the thing that was just hallucinating a second ago, what I can do... Oh, I can't. I can't assume that this has a sprite frames. This is annoying. This is annoying, and this is a lesson to me. Only use animated sprite 2Ds if I'm planning on ever having animate. Don't mix and match animated sprite 2Ds and sprite 2Ds. Just don't do that. So, this is broken for animated sprite 2Ds, but it works for regular sprite 2Ds? That's confusing. Okay, so like this just doesn't. No, this works. Why does this work? How are we not like queue freeing? Why does the queue free bug out if the hold on. Oh, we're not. What? We're not swapping? How are we? How is the drag work? Inventory swap command. Tell me, how does this work? We're calling the swap inventory slots. Which calls this swap items function. The swap items function is not swapping the UI at all. It's swapping the item slots here. How does that update the UI? Oh, here. UI node.set item is X. And then that setting up here. I don't understand how we're not like delete okay. When I pick up a potion and I drink it, gone. Okay, that's true, and we don't bug out. We're not bugged out. Like, this is fine. Everything's fine. We are an understanding UI. We are swapping these items does not cause the sprite to update. There was no gone called, and there needed to be. This is fixed. Don't need that anymore. This is it's just not clicking. Okay, so we have this sprite. And I'll just move the torch around a little bit. Yeah, there it is. It's perfectly happy. It's not being freed, it's just being moved around. As soon as we hit the right click, okay. And then if I move it, now there are two. These have the same exact sprite frames. So we don't want to just call QFree on it. You know what we could do? We could, since this is always a duplicate, we can just say, hold on, now we have two things in here. We can always say, okay, before you QFree, check, does this thing have a sprite frames? And if so, throw that away. Don't free it. Never free the sprite frames. You can free everything else. This is the state right now I'm in. What if I consume this? Broke. Oh no, we're not broken. We're just at a breakpoint. Our sprite is this. There's actually a second sprite here that we've overridden. That shouldn't happen. If I hit continue, yeah. Now, this here has a problem. Why can't I do anything? It's like the game is paused. Oh, it is paused. No. Is the game paused? It is paused. How do I unpause it? There's a hilarious desync. Yep, that's... I don't know. I can't. I can't. So we light that, and we light that. This still respects us. Okay. Let's try this. If sprite.sprite frames equals null. Get rid of that. Nope. That did not work. All right. Why are we not... Okay. I am very confused. But here's the thing I'm confused about. We got a torch. Let's look at our remote viewer. We got a torch. There it is. We can move it around. This torch, there's an item in that inventory, and it has the sprite. As soon as I right click, the sprite changed. That's a different sprite. The old sprite is gone, but the new sprite is still there. I move this over, hold on. If I move this over, invalid access to property or key sprite frames on a base object. If sprite is anim sprite, nope. There we go. Okay, settle down now. Okay. Right. What state is this game in right now? That's what I want to figure out. Now, if we look here, we have, there's one sprite, and it's this one. But there's also this one that got left behind. And there's also this one, which is not actually there. Invisible. These are different. This has no sprite frame. Why does it have no sprite frame? Oh, because this has no sprite frame. This has no anim sprite. I'm sorry, where did that go? Where did that go? That shouldn't happen. I wish there was a way to be like, hey, don't let anyone touch this. Let me try. Okay, let me try. We're going to be a little crazy. Let's just not do this. Pay attention to the torch. Okay, so we have, I'm assuming the first one is the torch. Yeah. There it is, and there's an animated sprite. Now if I right click, okay, and then if we do this, it still has it. It's not gone yet. Okay, and these got left behind. First of all, does this... The sprite frames is empty on this. Okay, this is a shallow copy. This is a shallow copy. What the heck? Why is this a shallow copy? Duplicate is giving me a shallow copy. That's the only... I remove the sprite frames of the duplicate, and it removes the sprite frames from the original. What is the point of this function? What is the point of this function? Whatever. Just simmer down. Simmer down. We have bugs to fix. Okay, so if we can swap these. So functionally, not a problem, but we do need to okay, problem, huge problem, massive problem. We are creating a new node. There is a new node. We can't free that node because it's got shared resources. Okay, all right, hold on. Godot, how do you do a deep copy? How do you deep copy a node? Ignore the AI. Duplicate 7 method. Do I trust that? What is duplicate 7? Okay, so that's duplicate signals, groups, and scripts. I don't see why that would work, but hey, you know what? Why not? Why shouldn't I try it? All right, so first of all, yeah. No. No. Of course not. What about duplicate 8? What is this duplicate use instantiation? Or duplicate internal state 16? How about 16? Duplicate 16. Okay, we can still swap. Critically, we can swap between inventories. That's actually a thing I need to verify. Hold on. Okay. No, I don't care about that. Simply set the texture property to a new texture object and then change the associated image for the script to clear the script and set a new one. Okay. I thought about doing this. I can't remember if I did this. Okay, so first of all, just do that, and then let's try that. But I think we also need to duplicate the anim state. Shoot. That's right. Calling free on a, what if we just, because we're creating an anim sprite node, so I can't delete it. Like I can't delete it without deleting the data inside. So like we're just crunched into a memory leak. There's no way to not memory leak, because we can't make a deep copy for whatever reason. What if I just do? I mean, that looked more promising. That looked more promising, but it still failed. Let me try swapping this. No, it didn't. It didn't work at all. Attempt to call play on previously freed on a null instance. Okay. Okay, hold on. Dumb. First of all, dumb. This is really dumb. Just FYI. But if sprite temp sprite equals x.get sprite. If temp sprite is animated sprite 2D, sprite equals animated sprite 2D dot new sprite dot sprite frames equals how do we set the animation? Animation sprite.animation equals temp sprite. All right, cool. Else sprite why does this keep erroring out? Oh, because I can type. I can type good. All right, so now we don't duplicate when we use an anim sprite. We just make a new anim sprite. And then we copy the sprite frame. We copy a duplicate of the sprite frames. And the code still works so far. Oh my God, we're so close though. Okay, hold on. That should be impossible. We're creating a new anim sprite. Like, this is a new anim sprite. So if we go here, not here though. You see that? Do you see that? There's an item sprite here. Let's right click. It got deleted. Why did it get deleted? This is not even the same item, the anim sprite. It's a different one. We're not calling QFree. How is it? How is this possible? Okay, I am very, very brain broken right now. I do not. I am probably making a fundamental error, and I think that I'm doing something and I'm not doing something. So this sprite, okay, so 859 blah 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 4444. Yeah, this is a different sprite. This is a different sprite. So this is a completely different object. How is it getting freed? Eight 14366. Yeah. And then we go up here. Completely 8594s of some bunch of numbers. Is this the same sprite frames? This should be a different sprite frames, but it is a different sprite frames. That's a different sprite frames. The numbers are different. This is a completely different animation. Completely different. Where did the sprite go? Oh, wait a minute. No, that shouldn't be. But what about this? No, that shouldn't apply. Okay. So we've got a torch. Oh, beta dev, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We've got a torch in our inventory. There it is. It has a sprite. If we follow the messages down here, are we gonna see an We are gonna see an okay. Nothing's broken when we call QFree. But the moment that we activate and deactivate the torch, calling QFree blows us up. Okay. Okay, hold on. This is a brand new animated sprite 2D. What if we don't give it the sprite frames? What if we just don't give it the sprite frames at all? We're just going to make an animated sprite 2D and not give it any graphics at all. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's verify that it's there. Okay. It's there. It has no sprite frame. There is no connection whatsoever to the real torch. This thing right here is completely disconnected. So when we right click and then we move it over, where did where did it go? Where did it go? That shouldn't even happen. Like, that shouldn't be possible. Okay, remove child. Where is that being called? It's never called. We never call that function. Okay. Remove parent. Remove. What are the possible functions? We do call remove child. Oh no, that's the RPC. What are the possible functions that we're calling to remove this sprite from the node? Am I insane? It's entirely possible that the problem has nothing to do with the UI code, and then there's something somewhere messing with my UI whenever I hit you. It's strange that this only happens when I hit use. Like, it's still there. It's still there for now. It's there. It's not correct, but it's there. But the moment that we move it, it's gone. Something is deleting this. And what's that? What is deleting it? the problem is if I don't, I'm just sitting on a memory leak. I can't not delete it. I have to delete it. But if I delete it, it somehow psychically, even though it's not connected. Where did the torch go? Somehow psychically, I've got all these. Oh man. Where did the torch go? Where does it think it is right now? Where's my... Okay, so it's here. Where's the inventory component for this guy? Empty, 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 empty. Wait a minute. Null. Why is it null? Oh, wait. There it is. It's right here. How did it get here? Oh, I probably dragged it somewhere stupid. Okay. So it's here. And now it's here. Okay. New plan. New plan. Instead of duplicating the sprite, what if we just rip it off of the item, put it in the UI node, and then if it ever leaves the UI node, we shove it back on the item. We have the item. This is an item. So we can do that. But that feels fragile. That feels way more fragile than just making a duplicate and just freeing it doesn't destroy it. Like, I shouldn't have to reparent. I just shouldn't have to do that. Is it possible that I'm calling QFree on the wrong thing? Because I'm calling this sprite. What if I call this UI sprite? Like, what if there's some weird global that we're just running into because we're... I don't know. Identifier sprite. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this right? This can't be right. This cannot be right. Because updating the sprite is, oh, this can't be right. because we're just replacing the sprite with something that this can't happen. Okay, thought. What if we just copy all of this sprite management code, rip it out, put that in a function. Every time we call update sprite, it'll just create a new anim, which is annoying. When are we calling update sprite? Oh, that's only an internal function. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on sprite update. Okay. So we've got the way that we're doing this, it would really be convenient if I could just rip the image, the sprite, off of the item and put it on the UI. It'd be really, really nice if I could just do that. I'm trying to think. The items should never move. The only time that we need to is the sprite a variable in the item? Okay, we can work with this. We can work with this. Let me call this item sprite. We can work with this. This is annoying AF, but this will also be pretty clean and fragile. But you know what? Clean. We'll focus on the positives. So what we're gonna do is, when we get the item, we are going to we really don't need to track the UI sprite anymore, because we're just gonna slap this thing onto us, and we're just gonna be like, yeah, there it is. I guess we can track it because we need to be able to update it, but we really don't. We really don't need to call this function anymore. Let's get this started. Okay, so that can stay. If UI sprite. No, we don't need that anymore. Hold on. I'm just gonna be sane and not delete the code, just comment it out. So, okay. If there's an item, we want to associate that item with us. So first of all, we need to, if there's a UI sprite, remove child UI sprite item in inv.add child UI sprite. Then we need to get the new sprite. need to add it. And we're done. That's it. We might have to set the sprite position. If item and inv, if x, if there isn't an x, if we're setting this to null, then we just need to grab this code. Okay, and then we never need to call this, but we can leave the function what UI sprite. So we're just okay. What's going on? Did I forget to add child? No, there it is. Did we remove child? Oh, we never removed child. Oh, that's right. X dot remove child UI sprite. There we go. Now, why didn't that work? This is the server. Let's try here. Oh, okay. That did remove it. It is here. Why can't I see it? Oh, it's there. It's there. Okay. Yeah, we do need this UI sprite position. Look at that, it's updating. We can just get rid of the signal. We don't need the signal. Oh, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted all this time. Okay, so noted. You can't duplicate an animated sprite. Just never do that. Never do that. Get that out of here. We can just delete this entire function. We don't need this on sprite update because we are not in charge of that anymore. Let's just get rid of that entirely. Let's go to the item. We can keep this. We can keep the signal. We can keep the signal. It's totally fine. This is the first time I'm seeing that animation, by the way, and I'm like, I did better than I thought. I thought it was like, when I make these, they're 100% placeholder. So like, don't really stress out about did they look good? They just need to be identifiable. That's a torch. But okay, that's actually that looks pretty good. I am impressed with myself. Okay, enough of that. Oh, okay. 3 to 5 hours just to figure out that you can't duplicate an animated sprite. You just can't do it. I mean, you can do it, but you can't queue free it. You've just invented a memory leak. When we get to being able to drop items, which is coming soon, we need to make sure that we have the functionality buttoned up, that we don't drop the sprite. And because the sprite is here, we can always recover it if we accidentally unparent it, but then don't parent it somewhere, or unchild it, but don't child it somewhere. It's just scary. It's scary. Anyway. I have one more thing that I want to do, and then I'm going to bail. We're going to add a new component. This component is called the light component. The light component has a duty. Wow, that's not a scene. What am I doing? Create new scene. Point light 2D. Oh, here we go. Okay, point light 2D. Yes. We are going to call this the light component. A texture with the shape of the light must be supplied. Well, here's a texture. Where is that texture? Ugh. Apologize for looking at that. Where is this texture? I may have dragged it in directly from GIMP. Can I just copy this over to the light component? And then make this the rename or make the scene root. There we go. Delete this, get this out of here. What are you complaining about now? The root node of a scene is recommended to not be transformed since instances of the scene will usually override this. I don't know what that means. Oh. This. The root node of the scene is recommended to not be transformed. Yes, that's correct. Okay, there we go. Now I don't see it. I'm kind of scared, but I'm gonna go ahead and trust. So instead of a point light now, we need to have a light component. Oh yeah, and we need to make this follow the naming convention. And then we'll just hide that. Yeah, okay. So almost, we're almost there. I need to make the light component a thing that has a script. Sure, and then we'll just move it into the proper spot. Okay, on ready. We're going to call the object handler dot add register light component self, and then over here we're going to make that a thing. But first, nope. Oh shoot, I never declared. Our class. Almost done. this function exists. It's right there. But I need to pass self and then parent. There we go. Okay. We don't need this process. So the player has a light component, and it's a small one. It's just a fig leaf, I guess. What is the best way to call that? Point light 2D. Okay, we need to not use this one anymore. And here, instead of calling point light 2D, we go ahead and get the light component of the item. So this should actually just be set light. And then we should have the torch give itself a light component. But then that light component needs to be parented to the player. Oh. Now, you know what? We'll worry about that later. Let's just get this going for now. Target dot our object handler dot get light component target dot texture scale. This should still work fine. I still want to have light components because I would like for things other than players to be able to be lit. Oh man, that fuel is going so fast. Also, I would consider it a bonus if the energy of the light diminished as the fuel is burnt out. How am I set player light? I'm setting it to 0. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Are we sending that? Oh, okay, so we're only updating it here on use. Let's do a func update light. Make it internal. I basically want it to update whenever we are hitting this. But, okay, hold on. Update light, fuel level. Else, if fuel level is greater than What did I have the magic number set to? 750. LF fuel. Okay, there we go. Identifier player, not oops. Do we have the item when we're calling the state? We do. Okay, let's just pass the item. Item dot. Where's the state of this thing held? Oh, it's in a state component. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now all we have to do is I guess at this point we just use is just update light. And then it should just still automatically work. That's not quite right. Oh, I want the fuel to go down really fast. Hold on. Oh, and then it works as is. So we can just grab this function and call it again down here. And we should be good to go. We should see the light dimming as the torch gets weaker. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just burnt out. Okay, great. Now if I just, nothing, great. Is this sending unnecessary RPCs every time I right click? It might be. Because it's like, I right click. Oh no, it shouldn't be because the fuel is 0. So actually, this should be efficient. Or I mean, there should be no loose ends. This is ugly AF, and I should make these constants so that I can modify the fuel levels. Maybe I want it to be like fuel level 1 is from 2000 to 1000, and then 1000 to 500 is fuel level 2, and then I want to give myself ways to play with this more, but I think for now this is fine. I was planning on putting the light component on this thing, and then I'd have to parent it out to the player, And then if the player drops it, I parent it, make sure I parent it back. The idea is that if I light the torch and then I drop it, it's still lit. It's not actually important that this works right now. So we can just say done. We'll fix that when we get to dropping items. But I'm going to stop here. Next time we're going to be making a basic stat sheet. We're going to look at our inventory and say, do you have a sword or a shield or chest armor? Take those into account. And then we're going to go murder bats a lot faster than how the game currently is. Because right now we do 1 damage to them. They do 1 damage to us. And that's boring. It's good enough for, like, you know. Demonstration purposes. But we would like the numbers to be higher based on our equipment. And then magic. So again, as I said before, I'm going to try and stream every day, but I might stream with the camera off and it might be a short stream. My goal is to just build that habit and make a little bit of progress in the hopes that if I do that enough times, one of these days, I'm going to have the motivation to stream for 4 to 6 hours and get 3 to 4 of these things done. Because if we stream every day for the rest of the month, like, I think we can get all this done, but it might be tight. But one good weekend, knock out like 8 of these, and we'll feel a lot better. And then once this is done, stage 1 is done, I'll start writing up stage 2. At the end of stage 2 is when I plan on putting out a prototype for like other people to be able to play. Like, I had no plans on stage 1 being at the end of stage 1. I can put this on itch and people can play it. The IP is hard coded. The map is this. It's not a. It's just whatever. Yeah, but the end of stage 2, I would like to have at least something resembling a proper game with 1 to 3 levels. A demo. I don't know when that's going to be done, but end of the month for stage 1. Let's go. Anyway, I'm going to roll on over. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hope you had a good time. Hope y'all are making your games. I hope you're having a lot of success. More success than I am. Remember, do not duplicate animated sprites. Don't do it. And also, do yourself a favor. Either only use sprites or only use animated sprites. Mixing and matching. Oof. That's it for me. See y'all later.